One of the foundational things we've been doing in games development is to work on the core of what the game is, being a survival game. But now was really the time when we had to start thinking beyond that. What is the stuff that we layer on top of that? The progression between the different drops, between the sessions. So, we thought early on that new players were going to want short drops and experienced players were going to want long ones. But what we actually found was the inverse. New players actually probably want a lot of time to digest a drop and build up slowly and develop and stuff like that. We also underestimated how interesting growing a character is. And so when we talk about meta, there's actually two parts of that mortar that binds your experiences together as these bricks. And the two parts are developing your character by unlocking talents and growing them and stuff like that, as well as the items that you make from exotics. So we've really kind of discovered this whole game in the early phase, and we've actually been able to tease out the experience more. And that really lines in with some of our core principles. Like one of our principles is the mastery principle. So when we teach the player something in the game or expose them to something interesting, we're giving them time to master it and feel like they're getting good at it before we're trying to launch them straight into something else. So I guess the other part of it is to look really heavily at the community. How do we build this community? And we really recognized with a game like this how important the community is to develop the game. The idea is to make this, and I always hate saying it because it sounds super business wordy, but a platform, this good place that we know of, this sort of polished experience, but we want the game to feel alive, to feel like it's moving and you're part of it. And so the community is a super important part of that. So it's definitely going to be an interesting period for us.
Survival community folks are very passionate, they're very intense, but I think we've got something really good going with Icarus. It's very unique. The people are respecting of each other and they're very wholesome. They're consistently challenging us as well, which I really enjoy that, As everyone has seen through our dev streams and through our Discord, we've been very transparent with the community and we've had some really good feedback on that. But I think, one of the problems we have had with being so open and honest is sometimes our messaging can be a little bit off and not really to the point. With the mention of Outposts in the deluxe edition, we did have a bit of bite back from the community on what the outposts are, the breakdown of the costs of the DLC in the deluxe edition. And so I reflect on situations like that and think, how can we expand that messaging better next time? How can we really be more clear so the message is received a lot better? So, on any team, there's ways to improve, a million ways to improve. You're consistently learning. The next big thing for us is really going to be the closed and staggered beta that will be rolling out very soon, next month. Yeah, come launch day, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be mayhem. I'm going to be very, very busy.
I think working on a survival game is pretty exciting because it's so open-ended. It's not like a narrative game that has a beginning, middle, and end. Every week that I playtest, I have a completely different experience, whether it's with who I'm playing or where I drop or what tools I use or what area of the tech tree I decide to explore. I have a new experience every time. And that's really exciting for me, just working on a survival game and seeing how the immersive gameplay comes about just naturally. And I think every game going into launch, people are nervous. But overall, I have full trust in the team here. I'm really happy that we've gotten this far and starting to see the attention that it's getting online. I can't wait to just launch and then continue to improve processes and just the studio family as we go out there and start working on DLCs and things like that.
And I presume this is for my birthday, I just don't want to... Am I supposed supposed to do something?
From us to you with a
That's a
lot
good
of
idea.
nutritional facts
Wow.
on the back.
So I think, yeah, a lot of good days to come. So. Certainly the best present for me is a good build. So one of the big challenges we were having as we were starting to face the meta game, this mortar between the bricks, was the tooling that we had to support that. So both in terms of unlocking content, in terms of blueprints, as well as unlocking talents, was presenting us a pretty big issue. Obviously, we need it to be really good because you've got to get this sort of feeling, these endorphins when you unlock something. It's also got to be responsive too. So we were having performance issues, and we were also having real big challenges with the actual tooling behind changing stuff around. So we wanted to be able to move this blueprint from here to here to see how it fits in this tier and that tier and stuff like that. And so we're very fortunate to have very skilled programmers to go out and build a bunch of tooling to really help our designers to be able to iterate on that very quickly. So that was a huge value. Additionally, we had massive performance issues as we're crowbarring all this stuff into the game. And so our future milestones are actually going to have to deal with that pretty heavily as well. So there's been a lot of tech work that has gone in, and is allowing us to add 250 talents already to the game. And these aren't just stat attribute changes. Some of them are, but a lot of them are really meaty stuff like cool critical hit damages or awesome kind of almost finishing moves and really tangible things to whatever area of the tree it's in. So the tech work on that has been pretty hefty at a time when we're really struggling on frame rate as well.